Welcome everyone. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Begin to sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes. Find the sits bones. Just take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting go of the day, whatever came before this moment, whatever comes after. Just focusing on the breath, the sound of the breath, the flow of the breath. Full, complete breath in. Hold the inhale. And then full, complete breath out. Hold the exhale. Beginning to let the shoulders melt down the back, away from the ears. Beginning to soften the forehead, relax the jaw. Tuning out everything but the breath. Anytime you feel the mind start to wander throughout the class, just bring the attention back to the breath, back to the bandhas. So lifting the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Drawing the belly up and in, Uddiyana Bandha. And then bowing the head to meet the heart, Jalandhara Bandha. Taking a couple deep breaths into the heart center. Feel your chest rise up towards your chin. And lifting the heart to meet the mind. And after your next exhale, inhale, roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just gently stretch out the left side of the neck. Exhale, roll the chin through the center. And inhale the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then just following your own breath. Exhale, roll the chin through center. Inhale the right ear back towards the right shoulder. Exhale, roll your chin through the center. And inhale the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then release the chin down. Interlace your hands behind your back. Straighten your arms, maybe roll the shoulders back and down. See if you can bring the hands towards the mat. Lift the chest, arch the back, lift the chin. Lift the chin, stretch out the front of the neck. And then exhale. Fold forward towards the floor. Optional, lift the arms up towards the head. Give yourself permission to move a little bit. Feel the posture. Adjust if you need to. And then inhale, come up. And bring your left hand to the side. Right arm up and over. Just gently lean. Opening up that right side body. Stay light through that left shoulder. And bring your right arm out in front of your left knee and bow the head towards the knee or the thigh. And then inhale, come up and bring your right hand to the side, left arm up and over, and just gently lean. Breathe. And left arm out in front of your right knee and bow the head towards the knee or the thigh. Wherever's comfortable, just surrendering to the breath, surrendering to the posture. And then inhale, come up and bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you, gaze out over the back shoulder. And then inhale through center. And exhale to the other side. center and find hands and knees. Cat-cow, fingers wide, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Really stretch out the palms. Inhale, let the belly drop. Active abdominal wall. Exhale, press the back up to the sky, round out of the shoulders, belly to spine, chin to chest. And then just flow with your breath. Inhale, belly drops. And exhale, belly to spine, chin to chest. Staying with the breath. Again, giving yourself permission to move. If you want to, maybe wag the hips at the top. Maybe side bend. Just mobilizing the spine, warming up the back. And after your next inhale, just relax back, find an extended child's pose. Outstretch the arms, let the hips sink towards the heels. Bow the head, maybe press the third eye. Soften the jaw, close the eyes. Take a deep breath. And then whenever you feel ready, spreading the fingers wide, come through your hands and your knees, curl your toes under, and press the heels towards the floor, downward facing dog. You might pedal out the feet, grounding one heel as you bend the other knee. You might wag the hips way over to each side. Lift the belly. And then step walk or float your feet forward to the front of the mat. And find a long spine. And then exhale, just fold, loose forward bend. You might interlace the hands at the elbows. Might sway a little side to side. Shift forward, back, find all four corners of your feet, lift the toes. Try to straighten the legs without locking the knees, but if your legs aren't ready to straighten yet, don't force them. Just breathe, lift the belly, lengthen the back, release the neck, deepen the breath. Maybe shake out the wrists. Might shake your head loosely, yes, or shake the head loosely, no. No tension in the neck. And then start to stack your vertebrae, rise to stand. Lift the arms, look up towards the sky. Exhale, Samastitihi. Surya Namaskar, Sun Salute A. Big toes touch at the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bow forward, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, take a long spine, prepare, plant your hands and step walk or float your feet back. If you know how to take a sun salute, feel free to take your own sun salutes. Otherwise, feel free to drop the knees here. See if you can halfway lower, elbows drawing into the sides. Inhale, you can come to the belly, take a little cobra, shoulders back. And then exhale, back, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Drishti, Bandha, Zen breath. Find your gaze point, your drishti. Keep your gaze steady, keep your mind focused on the breath, on the gaze, on the bandhas. Call it 2. 3. 4. 5. Forward on your next inhale. Step walk or float the feet. Exhale, fold yourself forward, tuck your chin. Inhale, rise, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, Samasthiti. 2 more A's. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, long spine, prepare. Exhale, plant your hands and step walk or float your feet back. And feel free to take that first vinyasa if you like, or you can lift the knees up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, legs off the floor. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, 5 deep breaths. Four, 5, forward on your next inhale, step walk or float. Long spine at the top, exhale, fold, tuck your chin. Inhale, rise, lift the arms, look to the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last day, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, long spine, prepare. Plant the hands and step walk or float your feet back, Chaturanga or Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forward on your next inhale. Step walk or float, long back. Exhale, bow, tuck your chin. Inhale, rise, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Big toes touch, heels slightly open. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, Surya Namaskar B. Exhale, fold forward, tuck your chin. Inhale, long spine, prepare. Plant the hands and step walk or float. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left heel drops to the side, warrior 1. Just hold it for a moment. Gaze towards the thumbs, press the palms, ground the outer edge of the back foot. Exhale, open the hips, open the arms, warrior 2. Inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel drops. Warrior 1. Ground the back foot, drop the shoulders, press the palms. Exhale, open the hips, open the arms, warrior 2. Inhale, take your left arm up. Exhale, Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Five deep breaths. Right foot forward, left heel drops. Inhale, lift the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, open the hips, open the arms, warrior two. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, vinyasa or downward facing dog. If you want an extra challenge, keep that right leg lifting, then plant the toes. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right heel drops. Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, open the hips, open the arms, warrior two. Inhale, left arm up, peaceful warrior, exalted warrior. Exhale, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Five deep breaths. On the next inhale, right foot forward, last time. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel drops, warrior one. Exhale, open the hips, open the arms, warrior two. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, vinyasa or downward facing dog. On the next inhale, step walk or float your feet forward. Exhale, bow, tuck your chin. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samastitihi. Hands on the hips, hop or step your feet hip width distance apart. Exhale to fold forward, catch your big toes, or stick your hands under your feet. More of a treat for the wrist if your hands are tired from all the down dogs and vinyasas. And then tuck the chin, so either holding the toes or hands under the feet. Padangusthasana or Padahastasana. Feel free to shake the head a little, yes or no. Find the breath. And then inhale, look up. Take both hands by your right foot and lunge your left foot way back. So finding that high lunge base up on the ball of the back foot, and then take the arms up by the ears. Strong back leg, shoot energy through that back heel. Fingers wide, find the breath. Interlace the hands behind the back, straighten the arms, maybe look up. Exhale, bow forward. And release the arms towards the head. If you can release the neck, roll the elbows in if possible. And take your left hand down, right arm up, find a twist. Maybe let the hips sink a little bit if it feels good. And then bring your right hand to the outside edge of your right foot. And pop your back leg up into the air. Maybe walk the hands forward. You might lift the hip. Again, adjust yourself to make yourself more comfortable. Optional, maybe you want to try catching the calf with your right hand. Maybe also with your left hand, stay long. You can also bow into a standing split. And then lunge your way back. Take your hands down if you need to. Hands to prayer at the heart. Hinge your left elbow across your right knee, and then start to press your right hand into your left hand and find a twist. And then take both hands down by your right foot and step your feet together at the front of the mat. Exhale, fold, release. Maybe hug. Inhale, long spine, and lunge your right foot way back. And again, finding the ball of the back foot, arms up by the ears. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, fingers wide. If you're feeling unbalanced, find a gaze point on the ground rather than up. Interlace your fingers behind the back, straighten the arms, maybe roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold forward, and release the arms towards the head. Right hand down, left arm up, and find a twist. Optional, maybe let the hips sink. And then take the left hand to the outside of the left foot, pop the back leg up. Again, you might walk the hands forward, might lift the hip. You might want to bow into a standing split, or you can stay nice and straight. Maybe catch the calf or the shin with the left hand, maybe both hands. And then lunge it way back. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart and hinge your right elbow across your left knee and find a twist. And then bring the hands down to the mat. Step your feet together at the front. Exhale, bow, tuck your chin. Inhale, rise. Lift the arms, look to the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti. Open nice and wide to a triangle distance, so that's all relative to how wide you like your triangle. Maybe finding a 5-pointed star and then turning your right toes open. Reach over to the right side, so kind of coming out of that left hip, and then bring your left hand somewhere down your left leg, right arm up. Try to avoid lifting the rib cage up here as you lift the arm. See if you can drop the rib cage down, gaze up towards the top thumb. But again, if you're feeling unbalanced, just look down towards that foot or down to the floor. Find your breath. Maybe you want to go top arm overhead. Give it a little reach out of that hip. Maybe behind the back, but feel free to just stay with the arm extended up. Maybe find a little half bind. Might go bottom arm parallel to the floor. Lots of options here. And then bring the right hand down if it's lifted, left arm up. Let's bring the left hand down to the floor and bow your head towards your shin or your knee. And then inhale, we'll come up and other side. Lining up the heels, readjusting the base, reach over to the left side, and then left hand somewhere down the left leg. So maybe the hand is on the shin, maybe the fingers come towards the floor, the ankle. Just drop the rib cage down so you can get a straight line from hip to shoulder. Maybe reach the arm overhead. Maybe half bind, totally optional. Maybe bottom arm parallel to the floor. And left hand down, right arm up. Let's bring the right hand down and just readjust the hips, square the hips out, and bow the head towards the shin or the knee. And then open, rise to stand. Let's go feet parallel. Hands on your hips, deep breath in, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands down, fingers wide. Shoulder width apart. Inhale, look up. See if you can get a straight back, straight arms. Lift the heels of the palms to stretch the wrists, forearms. Press the fingers. And then exhale, fold. releasing towards the mat. Don't worry if your head is nowhere near the floor. Maybe your head can lightly touch the floor. There should not be more weight on your head than on your feet unless you're going into a headstand. Totally optional here. Lift the shoulders. Breathe. And inhale. Look up, sink into your left knee. Maybe walk your hands towards your left foot. Grounding the right foot to start. And then optional, maybe flex and rotate the right foot towards the sky. Maybe you want to go hands to prayer at the heart. You can also bind here if you're feeling open. And then shifting forward to come out, sink into your right knee. Walk your hands towards your right foot, see if you can orient the knee over the ankle. And then optional, maybe flex and rotate the left foot towards the sky. Maybe hands to prayer at the heart. Maybe if you try to bind. And then shifting forward to come out. Walking the feet back to parallel. Catch your left shin with your right hand, so kind of grabbing somewhere on the calf, and then pull against your right scapula. Give yourself permission to move, twist and turn a little bit. It's an eccentric stretch, so you're pulling and resisting on that shoulder, right shoulder. And then other side, catch the right calf with your left hand. Pull against that left scapula. And then take the hands down. Let's walk it to the left side and we'll find a lizard. So heel toe your left foot over so you're nice and open in the hips. Stack the left knee over the left ankle. You might let the hips sink. Maybe you want to find your forearms. You can also drop the back knee down here. And then drop the back knee down if it's not already down. Walk up onto your hands and let's do external rotation of your left hip. So you're gonna let that left knee roll open to the side. Let the inside edge of the foot come right up off the mat. Maybe bring your right hand forward a little bit and then let your hips drop towards the right side, hanging on that right oblique, right latissimus. If it works for your knee, you can catch your right foot with your left hand. Maybe give that quad a little stretch. You can release. And then either taking a half split here, if you want to move into full split, also feel free, keeping the toes down. Or if you'd like to attempt Ekapada Kundanasana 2, you can slingshot your left arm underneath your left leg. Maybe re-engage the back leg, wiggle your left foot away towards that left arm, and then see if you can fly. And when you're done, bring it down, and we will walk it to the other side for lizard. So, popping the left foot over, or heel toeing the right foot, finding your base. Let the hips sink. Optional, find your forearms. Maybe you'll drop to the back knee. Find your breath. Your breath is the practice. If you're not breathing, you're not doing yoga. Maybe drop the back knee down if it's not already. Walk up onto the hands and find external rotation of that right hip or knee. I'm sorry if it's hard to see, but really let the inside of the foot come right up off the mat. Find that external rotation. Maybe bring the left hand forward and then let the hips hang to the left. Optional, maybe drawing the foot in and catching it with your right hand, giving that quad a little stretch. And then either finding a half split or full split, if that's what you did on the other side, or you can slingshot that right arm underneath the right leg, start to heel toe your right foot away, and then moving into Ekapada Kondanasana 2. And then moving back to that lizard base, walk your feet back to parallel. Hands on the hips, exhale there, draw your elbows towards each other, long neck, inhale, rise, exhale at the top. Inhale, arms up to shoulder height, exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, straighten the arms, look up, exhale, fold forward, and release the arms towards the head. Inhale all the way up. Turn the toes to the right and find warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Take the right forearm to the right thigh, left arm way overhead. Do whatever feels good here. You can stay, maybe lean back, play around a little bit. Maybe you want to work your right hand to the floor. Optional, you can find a bind, letting that left hand drop behind the back. You can stay in a half bind here. Maybe just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, or you can work the right arm under for a full bind. And gaze back up towards the sky, open the chest. And exhale, unbind, gaze to the top hand. Inhale, rise, and other side. Virabhadrasana 2, bend the left knee, and then left forearm to left thigh, right arm way overhead. Optional, maybe working that left hand towards the floor. Maybe finding a half bind. Maybe finding a full bind. Exhale, unbind. Inhale, rise. And turn the toes to the right. Maybe step the feet in a little bit. Let's find a revolved triangle. So squaring the hips towards the right foot. Take your left hand somewhere down beside your right foot. And then push your right hip back. So getting a nice straight line through the body if possible. And then bring your right arm up. And then right hand down, bow your head towards your shin or your knee, and then pop your back leg up into the air. Walk the hands forward so that your arm is about spine length from your foot, and maybe stagger your right hand behind your right foot a little bit if you're struggling to balance today. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. You might try catching the top foot with the top hand. Finding Chapasana. And then release, left hand down, step it back to that triangle base, bow your head, and then spiral it up, and other side. Right hand somewhere beside your left foot. Again, maybe push your left hip back at a long spine, and then left arm up, Parivrita Trikonasana. And then left hand down, bow your head towards your shin or your knee. Pop your back leg up into the air, maybe walk the hands forward. Start to lift that right hip, maybe lift the right arm, maybe catch the top foot. You can also keep your hand down here and just work to open the hip. Don't feel like you have to do any of these trickeries. And then step your foot back to that triangle base, bow your head, spiral up, open the arms, and one big step to the front of the mat, Samastitihi. Heel toe your feet open and sit into Malasana. You might use the elbows to open the hips. Feel free to stay here. Maybe find a twist, twisting at both sides or bind. Otherwise, bringing the hands forward a couple feet or a foot in front of the toes, and then start to play with the idea of shifting the weight into the hands. So that might be where you start for crow. If that feels okay, maybe start to bring your toes a little closer together. And you can grip the upper arms with the knees. So finding a crow like that. Your elbows will kind of flare out a tiny bit, lift the toes there. Just play with one toe first, then the other. Those of you that have been practicing for a little while, maybe starting to bring the knees directly into the arms. So when I started, you might go right above the elbow. It might even look like you're falling off the elbow because you're right there on the elbow. Lift the toes. And then as you practice more and get better, you can start to work the knees further up the arm. But again, take your time, be where you are. And then when you feel ready, stick your hands under your feet. Might have been ready 2 minutes ago. That's fine. Take your hands under your feet. Release your neck. And then inhale, look up. Take the hands down and step it back to Vinyasa or downward facing dog. And just taking a moment here, maybe pedaling out the feet or wagging the hips. And then lift the right leg up. Maybe lift the hip. If you lifted your left leg, that's fine too. And then you can either go right to pigeon here, or if you want a wild thing, maybe drop your right foot behind the left knee. And then when you're ready, swinging it over, right knee towards your right wrist. Maybe walk the hips back, walk that left leg back. And then folding forward, maybe to the forearms. Maybe all the way down. Count your breath, 8 deep breaths. You can either stay down for another few breaths, 3 to 5, or walk up onto your hands. You may want to draw the back foot in, give that quad a little stretch, catching it with the left hand. If that's comfortable for you, you can start to try to slide your foot into your elbow crease. Activate this right quad and maybe balance, lifting the right arm. Maybe binding the hands. And then release. Take it back to Vinyasa or downward facing dog. And then left leg up. Unless you did the left leg on the other side, then do the right. Maybe lift the hip. And you can go right to pigeon, or you can let that left foot drop behind the right knee. Wild thing. And then swing it over. And to pigeon. Left knee towards the left wrist. Maybe walk the right leg back. And then folding forward. Maybe to the elbows. Maybe to rest the head. And then count the breath. meditative aspect of counting the breath. Full, complete inhales, full, complete exhales. Whenever you feel ready, again, stay down. If you skipped quad stretch or mermaid, maybe take a few more breaths in pigeon, or draw the right foot towards the right hip. Maybe give that quad a little stretch. Maybe catch the foot with the elbow, and then start to activate that left quadricep, left arm up, optional. Maybe bind behind the head. Release and curl the toes under, step it back to Vinyasa or downward facing dog. And then child's pose or camel. So you can drop the knees down here, find an extended child's pose or a reclined child's pose with the hands back by the feet. If you prefer, you can come up for camel, having the knees under the hips. If not, you can always go slightly wider, especially if you have a little bit of back pain. Think of back bends as lengthening the front body rather than squeezing and contracting the back body. So if you need to, curl the toes under so that your heels are higher up off the floor, less bend to go. You can ease back to find the heels, and then start to push the hips forward, lift the chest, lengthen the front body, maybe look up. And optional, let the head drop back. If this is okay, you can always take the feet down. And then coming out of camel into child's pose, Ustrasana to Balasana. And just like everything else in yoga, there are so many ways to approach child's pose. For me right now, it feels like my knees want to come together. You can have your knees separated, you can have them all the way together, you can have the arms outstretched, you can have them by the feet. Take 5 deep breaths, wherever is most comfortable for you right now. Fill the belly, so let go of the Uddiyana Bandha, and expand the back. Fill the belly to press into the thighs. Maybe press the third eye or the forehead to the mat. And then whenever you do feel ready, bring your hands by the knees, maybe 7-8 inches out diagonal, cross your ankles, and try to lift your knees up to your chest as quickly as you can. And then extend the legs out in front of you. Walk a little on the sits bones, adjust your base, reach forward to catch the big toes, index, middle thumb. Long spine, exhale, bow the head, tuck the chin. 5 deep breaths. Padangusthasana A. Paschimottanasana A. Padangusthasana is standing. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Chin stays tucked, keeping the spine long. Letting the weight of the head help to lengthen the spine, creating space in the spinal cord between vertebrae. And after 5, maybe grabbing the outside edges of the feet, V position, retucking the chin, You might again walk on the sits bones. And then optional, after the last 5 breaths, you can stay in B position or maybe wrap your feet, hands around your feet, C position. And then inhale, come up. Bring your hands back behind your hips, fingers wide, big toes touch, little toes open, and start to lift your hips towards the sky, reverse plank. If that's not working for your body today, bring your feet in, hip width distance apart, and lift up to a tabletop. And then slowly lower. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And exhale, fold forward for your left leg. If you're fairly open, you can grab your left wrist with your right hand and then hook it over the ball of the foot so that the ball of the foot is pressed to the top of the right hand. Janu Shirshasana A, head of the knee. And inhale, come up. Parivrita Janu Shirshasana, revolved head of the knee. Take the left hand somewhere down the left leg, maybe dropping the left arm to the inside so that you can use it to roll the chest up, and then right arm up and over, just reaching. You can grab this foot, but if it's gonna cave your chest back down towards the floor, come out. Inhale, come up. Bring your right hand behind you. Roll up onto that right shin. And a little mini wild thing. And then come down. Lift the right knee. And hug it with your left arm. Right hand behind you. Gaze out over the back shoulder. And inhale through center. Exhale, take a little counter twist to the other side. And then bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. That might be where some of you stay. A lot of people have bad knees, so this is out of the question for them. If it's possible, maybe bring the left foot into 90 degrees or parallel to the body, perpendicular to the body. Have your feet kind of line up with the knees, that they're slightly flexed, so that the ankles aren't rolling down or caving. Fire log, Agni Stambhasana, maybe folding forward slightly. If this is comfortable, you might even walk the hands out in front of you. And walking the hands back. You can take Ashtavakasana here if you like. I'm not going to lead it for the purpose of today's class. And right leg out straight, left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Optional, just folding forward to catch the foot, or catching the right wrist with the left hand and hooking it over the ball of the right foot. And bowing the head towards the knee. Janu Shirshasana A. Inhale, come up. Right hand somewhere down your right leg. Feel free to readjust, make yourself comfortable. And dropping that right arm towards the inside edge of the right knee so that you can again use it to roll the chest up. Left arm way overhead. Maybe you tried grabbing, but remember both sides are different, so if the chest is caving, rolling in, just come out a little bit. Openness of the body. And bringing the left hand behind you, rolling up onto that left shin, reach the arm way overhead. And then coming down, lifting the left knee, hug it with the right arm, left hand behind you, gaze out over the left shoulder. Slight flexion of that right foot. And a little counter twist to the other side. And then left foot on top of your right knee. Again, maybe just stay here, or bring the right foot in so that it lines up underneath the left knee. Flex the feet so that the ankle isn't caving or rolling in. Sit up tall. Optional, you might give it a little bit of weight. Maybe you want to fold forward. And then walking back. If you did Ashtavakasana on the other side, you can go ahead on this side. Otherwise, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Might work them in towards the hips as much as you feel comfortable, but only if you can keep a anterior tilt of the tailbone. If you are rounding back and your tailbone is tilting backwards, see if you can bring your feet forward so that you can straighten the back and straighten the pelvis. So bringing the feet in as close as you can, keeping your pelvis straight. Maybe interlace around the toes, sit up tall, close the eyes. You can use that pulling on the toes to press the knees down. Maybe track against the shoulders. Maybe a little neck stretch. And then whenever you feel ready, walking the hands forward, opening the feet if you're not holding the toes. So kind of reaching the balls of the feet away from each other. Maybe you want to fold forward all the way. Walking back up onto the hands. Catch your big toes, index, middle thumb. Shift your weight back to find your sits bones and lift your feet up off the ground, keeping that pelvis straight. So again, trying not to round back to the sacrum. And then if you can, maybe starting to straighten the legs. Again, trying to keep the back straight, shoulders down, head lifting. Bring the legs together, readjust, and Navasana, boat pose. Feel free to bend the knees. And start to slowly lower. Optional, you can come back up a few times. Some lifting boats. Maybe hover and then release. Reach your arms overhead. Hollow out your belly. Maybe stretch out the abdominal wall. And then hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side on your low back. And then taking the right arm out on the ground. Let the knees drop to the left. Maybe taking the left hand over the knees. Maybe gaze towards the right fingertips. And then inhale the knees up. And other side, letting the knees drop to the right side. Left arm out on the ground. Maybe the right hand on top of the knees. Maybe gaze towards the left fingertips. Deep breath. Inhale the knees up. You might just let the feet come together, the knees butterfly open, Supta Baddha Konasana. Might rock the hips a little side to side. You might catch the big toes, happy baby pose. Aiming the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Might rock a little side to side. Sometimes that gentle rocking will actually open the hips up a little bit more. And then coming back to center. And bringing the feet wide on the outside edges of the mat. I'm tall, so if you don't want to go that wide, feel free to bring the feet in a little bit. But maybe heels on the mat, toes turned out. Tuck your tailbone forward so that your lower back is pressed to the mat. And then lead with the hips up to the sky. Bring your fingertips to your ribs, elbows pressing down. And see if you can kind of hollow out your belly. I'm going to pull my shirt up so you can really see. I want you to really suck the belly in. Protrude your rib cage. And then this is for psoas, internal rotation of the hips, not a standard bridge. So you're going to let the, let's say, right knee roll in towards center line. Keep the ribs lifting and the abs lengthening. Let the outer edge of that right foot come up off the ground. So you're internally rotating that knee, keeping the abs long. And then other side, let the left knee roll in. The right knee can do whatever it wants to do to support that action, support that weight. You can go back to center and come down, or you can do it one more time each side. And then coming back to center, lower down, nice and slow. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side on the low back. And we'll do 2 more bridge poses or back bends. So if you'd like to move into full wheel here, feel free to bring the hands by the ears, lift the hips, lift the chest. Otherwise, bring the feet hip width distance apart. Again, lift the hips up nice and slow. This time, optional, maybe walk up onto the shoulders. So pull the right shoulder under, then pull the left shoulder under, and interlace the hands under the back. If you don't want to walk up onto the shoulders, don't interlace your hands under the back, and just keep the hips lifting, palms pressing down flat to the floor. Deep breaths. 5 deep breaths. Chin gently reaching away from the chest. If I were to come over, I'd want to stick 2 fingers underneath your neck and have there be a space between your mat and the neck. We'll call it 5. Slowly lowering down. Hug the knees into the chest. And again, either pressing up into full wheel, or if you'd like, picking one of the 2 back bridges you just did, or bringing the feet all the way together, knees together, feet together. So this one is more inner thigh work. So you're lifting the hips, you can press the hands flat, and really squeeze the knees as hard as you can together. You'll feel an active inner thigh firing. Keep your knees together for the full 5 breaths. Or lift up into Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel. You also have the option in full wheels, if you were practicing only full wheels, to just touch your head at 5 breaths and go back up. And slowly lower down. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe gently rock a little side to side. And then, for the purpose of today's class, I can't really be spotting headstands. I'm going to do a separate headstand tutorial. So we'll end with an inversion. If you know headstand and you're at home practicing today, feel free to do headstand, forearm stand, handstand. Otherwise, extend your legs straight up into the air. Bring the hands down flat to the floor. You might give yourself a little rock and rock yourself up into shoulder stand. So this is considered a half shoulder stand. You can see I'm kind of in like a banana shape. Bringing the hands towards the hips. if that works for you, maybe start to see if you can walk up onto the shoulders and get nice and straight and tall, starting to work the elbows maybe a little closer together. Get the fingers pointing up the back along the sides of the spine. Big toes touch, little toes open, let them reach towards the sky, pushing the hips forward kind of as the feet fall back. Again, there's that slight chin extension so that I could put 2 fingers underneath your neck. You can stay here, you can play with it. You might open, close the legs. Maybe find a plow pose, bringing the toes down. I like toenails down, get a little stretch through the front of the shin, but if you want to curl the toes under, that's fine too. Generally, it's safest to kind of walk up on the shoulders here and then maybe interlace the hands behind the back, but do whatever feels good for you. That might be keeping the hands on the back. You can always play here, do an ear squeeze. And then when you're ready to come out, bring the hands down. You can also bring them by the ears if you're pretty strong in the core. Start to slowly lower the hips down to the floor. And as the legs come down, let them pull you up for a fish pose, Matsyasana. Maybe bring the top of the head to the floor, optional. Really, there's no weight on the elbows here. Should be floating, so soft elbows pressed to the ground. Stretch out the front of the neck. And then pushing into the elbows, lift the head up. And Shavasana. Adjust. Feel free to, find a neutral back. Let the legs separate a little more than hip width distance apart. Let the feet fall open to the sides. Arms away from the body. Palms face up in a gesture of openness to the universe. You might stretch out the mouth, stretch out the jaw, or take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then just begin to let go. Forehead soft. Jaw relaxed. Eye muscles soft. And let the throat relax. Heart center open, chest open. Feel the arms and the wrists and the hands get heavy and relaxed. And just quiet the breath, quiet the mind, quiet the body. Letting everything become peaceful and at ease. And just melting into the mat. Inevitably, thoughts will pop into the mind. When they do, just remember we are not our thoughts. We can notice them and let them go without embellishing upon them, believing them. Just notice it, And then let it go. Come back to the breath. Like a cloud drifting by in the sky. Just acknowledge it. Let it be. Let it float by. If it helps, counting the length of the inhales. Counting the length of the exhales. And just take a moment to notice if any tension is built up in the face or if thoughts have bubbled into the mind. Re-soften the face. Come back to the breath. Notice the stillness of the hands and feet. Give yourself permission to stay in Shavasana. Or if you'd like, maybe softly wiggle the fingers, softly wiggle the toes. You might reach your arms overhead. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side on the low back. Bringing the right arm overhead. Just roll onto the right side, resting the head onto the right arm. Finding softness there. Relax the top shoulder, relax the legs. And then slowly press yourself up to sit. And once you're up, just close the eyes, allowing the face to remain soft, the spine to remain long, the mind to remain quiet. And just come back to the sensation of your breath. Feeling the vibration of Om, the vibration of energy all around you. Noticing the difference in the energy from when you began your practice to now. hands to a prayer at the heart center. I honor the place in you of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. I honor that place in you, for when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. Bringing that prayer to the forehead and pressing the third eye and bowing to everything you're thankful for, bowing to each other. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you.